I'm sitting in Jerusalem, not far away from the old city, the Aqsa, the church, all the craziness of this place in Palestine. I grew up in a small village where I'm a native Palestinians. We are the Palestinians who remained in their land after the Nakba of 48. And I want to thank you for being here and for listening. I consider listening is a very generous move to allow what we say, what I say, to land in your heart. So thank you for this. I'm just trying to flow with myself. It's a very challenging time for me as a Palestinian, for us, very historic. We are in the middle of a genocide. I'm doing journalism in the morning and I'm going through hundreds of videos, watching the bodies of my people in the ground, pieces of children. I see the grief of my people in a scary scale that is so difficult to describe. And in the evenings, I hold one-on-one support company, holding grief of my colleagues, mostly in Gaza, who lost family members, who have no food, who are disconnected from Rafah to the north. And I'm supposed to give them hope and to trust that something else will arise. I started to look or to search a way out of my suffering as an activist, as an occupied. I couldn't really accept the fact that people who decide to take action and to risk their life and their freedom have to pay price more than others who are not taking this path. And for me to be an activist was the normal thing. The normal thing is to act when there is injustice happen. But there's something with the price that we, the activists, should pay didn't make sense to me. And I couldn't also accept some people from the healing industry who would tell me I need to avoid politics or avoid harsh news or avoid working in a harsh work. And there where I started my path, searching for a way out inside, a way that can liberate me, that can give me the strength to do my work. And my activism, where I exposed to dead bodies of my friend, I worked with refugees, and I had a lot of fear as well. So I started with Sufism in 2008 to question this issue of suffering, my own suffering and the suffering of my people. And I ended up doing Buddhism and Dharma after that as a way that simplified for me the tools of Sufism and of spirituality as I see it all in the same path. But I have to admit also that the Dharma that I was exposed to had a roof for me, for the limit, when I had the desire and the will to bring my history, heritage, my Nakba. It was being told to me that this is not the place. And actually keeping the Dharma as a space for some people who want to dig in the inner self and the inner issues as they define the self, the small self, where I see and believe that our self is built up by the state, by injustice, by poverty, by racism, by all the things around us. So for me, Dharma can't be something not political. And in the last retreat I took, I decided after this 8 months to take 4 days. And for me to see the participants when I landed there, I just came from all these chats and talks and phones with Gaza and my friends and having no food and being bombed and crazy scenes. And I saw these people walking, doing a walking meditation. And I felt for the first time how aggressively they are disconnected from reality. And I wrote to my friend, it's crazy for me to see this practice in a genocide time. And they've been practicing the Dharma and no one word about the war, about even the fact that this country in war and people going to the army at this moment. So the teacher asked me if I can feel the metta and I can feel the calmness. And I told her, I feel alongside with it the catastrophe of my people. I couldn't practice the mudita and the joy in my body. I couldn't be there. When I was awakened, I felt the scale of the catastrophe of my people. And I felt the need and the urge to take action. So the Dharma, the way it's now, it's closed its doors for my Palestinian friends. And I'm teaching a group where they have a space to speak without fear, because many of my colleagues were imprisoned since the 7th of October. So they can speak. My understanding of Dharma is being present and going through reality and not disconnecting from reality. Is giving a place for anger, for grief, for the will to take action. So Dharma is my second wing. And I've been telling the organizer that this is the first time I'm actually combining my political life and Dharma and putting it, trying to find the words. And I was a bit confused in the beginning, and English, my third language. And I'm terrified of what's happening in Gaza and what's happening to Israelis as well. These people like losing their humanity. This is really terrifying, and should be a concern not only for me. It's a concern for all of us. Some people of the humanity decide to kill other people, this country becoming fascist. And I also must add that I really never could understand how the Holocaust happened. And I had a very close relation to Holocaust survivors. Actually, I've been so close to somebody from Ghetto Warsaw, and I helped him to die in his last years. And I couldn't understand how something in the scale of the Holocaust can happen. But today I understand. Today I see how a genocide, how the people around me becoming genocidal, how it's easy, how it's becoming normal to speak about genocide, how it's normal for a Dharma teacher to keep silence. It's becoming a point of view. In the 40s, it was a point of view to hate a Jewish. European families will sit around the table and would say, I don't like Jewish, as if they don't like tomato. And today we're living the same. I'm a journalist, I'm speaking to Israelis, and they're calling to kill us all. They believe in that. The state changed, and this is my responsibility as well. I take responsibility. These catastrophes are our responsibility. The Holocaust is our responsibility. It's the genocide is our responsibility as a human beings. It's in ourselves. And we have to take action. We have to liberate the Dharma of silence. Silence is aggressive in these days. Is aggressive. And if I, as a Palestinian, as an oppressed, as a Black, as queer, as Muslim, as everything, need or want to find a place in the Dharma, you have to name and to consider what's happening to my people. And it's not my only issue. It's not a Palestinian issue. And I hate sometimes that when we need to discuss Palestine or genocide or oppression or Rohingya, we have to go to subgroups, as the Dharma there is like they can still dig into the self-love, self-compassion, self-acceptance, self, without any consideration for the collective communities and for the bigger selves, for the other world, compassion and life and right to live. I do call to liberate the Dharma from the cliche of love and kindness as a theory, as a just words in the air, of compassion in the air, and we all creatures are, you know, equal and etc. But we can take a stand against a genocide. People are screaming in Gaza. Pieces of bodies in the streets, and we can take a stand. But we can boycott a farmer over selling meat. This is a hypocrisy. And it's a historic time, and each one will be asked of what they did and what they said one day. And if you're worried and scared to lose your participants and I don't know, just don't call yourself a Dharma teacher. Dharma teacher should be committed to the truth, should be committed to end the suffering, the killing, the weapons. And I do call us, I find myself spent too much energy. I spoke with Karim about it, reacting all the time to the Western white Dharma. It's a lot of energy. I do believe we have to keep the dialogue open because this is the heart of it, but I call us also to create something alternative. And from that profound place to have a dialogue with other groups. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. It's a very confusing day for me. I'm very sad and I'm very broken. But I do trust. I trust. I don't use hope. I say trust. When you put a seed of an olive tree, it takes 70 years to grow. And I believe anything we put now in the land, it will grow and it will become something for the next generations. Thank you.